Good evening, faculty, staff, family, and friends. I'd like to go ahead and welcome you to the Leadership Academy graduation ceremony and presentation. We'd like to go ahead and get tonight started with introducing ourselves. I'm Sam Martin, and I have a liberal arts major with a performing arts emphasis, and I joined Leadership Academy through my communications honors contract taught by the wonderful Amy Childs, sitting over there. And also on top of that, since I'm going into theater, eventually I hope to be directing one day. And so I felt Leadership Academy would be a great way to help me sort of channel these energies and knowledge that I have now to help me become a better and more effective director. So I'm going to stop talking now and go ahead and let the rest of the Leadership Academy introduce themselves.
My name is Mark Cutter, and I originally joined Leadership Academy to one-up my sister, who's sitting over there. She has been very academically inclined, and it's just, I don't like seeing my siblings beating me. So I've been striving hard to beat her, and since I'm older, I get to graduate earlier. So I'll win the race eventually. But I joined Chesapeake to get an associate's degree in criminal justice, and I'll be graduating this fall, or probably the spring semester with my degree.
Good evening. My name is Haley Childs, and I am at Chesapeake to get a degree, an associate's degree in liberal arts and sciences, and I will be attending Salisbury University in the fall for public relations. And I actually never had heard of Leadership Academy, surprisingly. I was approached by Rory, and he told me about the benefits, and when I spoke with Harriet, she really, introduced me to it by saying, you create a portfolio, and she talked about a dinner that we got to make for the faculty, which we will be discussing later.
Hi, my name is Amari Chenoweth, and I'm majoring in liberal arts and sciences. The reason why I joined Leadership Academy is because my boss Rory over there and Ms. Harriet and Ms. Dana told me about it, but I also wanted to obtain the skills and attributes of a leader. I wanted to be able to think on my feet and make tough decisions, but at the same time become an effective leader.
Hi, my name is Sarah Redd, and I'm a liberal arts and sciences major here at Chesapeake College. The reason why I joined Leadership Academy was not only because it was offered to me through an honors contract through communications class, but I also thought it would be a great opportunity to better myself as an individual.
Hello, my name is Quinn Parsley, and I'm a liberal arts and sciences major. And most of what I'm looking forward to getting from Chesapeake College is I want to really advance my position in music. I'm obsessed with music. Anyone who knows me knows that music's my whole life. And I joined Leadership Academy through a contract in communications through Amy Childs again. And nobody else really prepared anything goofy tonight, but there's this running joke through it, the whole communications class, that out of everyone in the group, I'm the one who looks the most like Fabio. So, I'll let you be the one to decide.
Hello, my name's Catherine Haas. I'm a liberal arts and sciences major here at Chesapeake. I originally joined Leadership Academy mainly because Sarah Jones threw an application in my face. But I'm really glad I did, and I learned a lot of things that we'll be discussing here tonight.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ben Aarons, and I'm attending Chesapeake for my liberal arts and sciences degree, and I plan to be going to College Park within a year for engineering or drafting. I joined Leadership Academy for an honors contract with Miss Amy, and I really enjoyed it.
Hey y'all, I'm Maggie Everingham. I'm here at Chesapeake right now majoring in mathematics with a track in secondary education. Well, I'm going to be blatantly honest with you all. One of the reasons I joined Leadership Academy was because free food. So I joined for the free food, but overall, as the experience grew on, I learned that I really am a well-rounded and confident individual, so I would definitely recommend this to anyone out there.
Hello, I'm Shaylin McLam, and I'm here for a liberal arts and sciences degree, and I'm hoping to transfer to North Carolina State University next year for meteorology. I joined Leadership Academy thanks to an honors contract by the wonderful Ms. Amy Childs, and it's been one of the best experiences I've had at Chesapeake.
Amy Childs was a tremendous help with getting all of us involved with that. Now, in the Leadership Academy, we've been doing this for about 10 weeks, and everyone out here has some connection or relationship with everybody who's standing up here. And some of you have probably been wondering just what have these 10 people been doing for the past 10 weeks. Well, that's what tonight is all about, and tonight we're going to go ahead and tell you. 10 weeks ago, we started this not really knowing each other all that well, but I mean, I knew a few, like I knew Quinn and a couple others, but not really knowing much of anybody, but we really came together and have a strong relationship between then and now. One thing that we talked about a lot was career preparation. And that, helps us out with getting the jobs that we want in the future. And definitely, you know what, I'm going to stop talking. And so, Mark, Ben, and Quinn, how about you come on up and share a little bit of information about this?
All right, so I'll keep my hair back for this part. First thing I want to talk about is goal setting and how we really approached it in the Leadership Academy. It was definitely one of the biggest emphases and things we placed emphasis on right away. Not just like our short-term goals, like where we wanted to be at the end of this semester, but where we wanted to be in like 5 years from now and even through the rest of our life. If you look at probably at the next 5 years of all of our lives, it's just going to play such a huge role in shaping our futures. So we have college ahead of us and all our careers we're going to try to build. And just having an emphasis on our goals and how we want to achieve them and even plan them out. And it's just such an important fact, and Leadership Academy has helped us so much with it. And even deciding if they're realistic or not. I know that, I'd love to be the first president of the United States who's also a samurai, but I don't think that's the most realistic thing for me right now, so I'll settle for the music thing right now. So for me personally, that's one of my major goals. Is I want to get a performance degree in classical guitar, and I really think my time here at the Leadership Academy can help me towards that.
As we all know, time management is one of the most essential skills for a leader. Time management was presented to us by the amazing Miss Dana Bowser. Hey. She came to us and she described Leadership Academy, or she described time management as something that is very essential, and we thought so too, because we put a watch on our little leadership guy over there on our first day. One of the most important things that I learned from Miss Bowser when she talked about time management was that you can't do everything at once. If you work full-time and you're doing four classes, it's okay to cut back a little bit and maybe drop a class or so in order to get yourself right. So I will be passing it over to Mark for talking about portfolios.
So in today's work and school environment, a portfolio is extremely important. You need to be able to one-up the person next to you and say, this is why I need to be the person who is in your job, who takes your role, who joins your college. And the portfolios are just to do that. They're to give you that advantage, to show you that, hey, I'm better than, well, actually Ben has a portfolio and so does Quinn, but it's to show you that the next person applying is not, you're the better fit for this job, for going to this college. And it's just show how amazing you really are. And also brings a focus onto what you have done in the past, what you will be doing in the future, and what you're doing right now. In our portfolios, we also built a resume. The resume is one of the first things an employer will see, so it has to be strong. It has to show that you're interested in the job and that you are worth the time for an interview. It also has to be constantly updated and tweaked so it fits the job you're going to. I mean, if you come to a law enforcement job with a resume that's fit for a nursing job, it's not really going to work out. You have to tailor it to what you're doing. And my resume actually sits in my portfolio right now in the career preparation portion of the portfolio. And I found that when you combine an amazing portfolio with a wonderful resume, together they tell that future employers in colleges that you're a driven and successful individual and that you are the best for their job.
Just a little fun fact. Ben probably makes the world's best apple pie. I mean, for the dinner, we all had a slice. We all just instantly fell in love with it. All right, so once we have the jobs that we won, and once we start, sort of developing a reputation within that job, we sort of get more responsibilities and get more of a leadership role within that job. This is an example of a good leader right here. And so I'd like to go ahead and invite up Omari, Maggie, Sarah, and Kat up to the podium to tell us what makes a good leader.
Okay, so Leadership Academy prepares you for the future by writing a personal vision statement. This statement allows you to set a goal for yourself on who you want to become in your life and your career. Each person's personal vision statement will be completely different, and it will include your own set of personal values, which I will be inviting Kat up to talk more about.
One of the exercises we had to do here at Leadership Academy was take a small packet of about 40 different values or ethics and narrow it down to our top 20. Once we had our top 20, we narrowed it down to 10 and narrowed it down once again to 5. Hypothetically, we also had to choose which one was our most important. My top values ended up being relationships, wisdom, spirituality, loyalty, and stability. And those are what I really base my life's work on.
Hey, I'm Maggie, and as you can tell, I'm the loud one in the group. They get it. All right. Throughout the period in leadership, we had multiple visits from the ever so lovely Laura Hollinger. Unfortunately, she is not here. No, she's not here today. In fact, she helped us with this presentation that we are currently showing you. She taught us all that communication, whether it be listening or speaking, is an important factor in what defines and represents an effective leader. One of the main things that Ms. Hollinger discussed with us is that no matter what, confidence is key. With confidence, it builds your credibility, and your audience, fellow workers, or prospective employers will have more respect towards you. Finally, in order to communicate effectively, you would need to learn how to improvise. Improvising is an important skill that assists you in speeches or other scenarios that can catch you off guard. Overall, from our visits from Ms. Hollinger, it helped us to learn and prepare to be an exceptional leader.
One of the workshops that we had in Leadership Academy was crisis management with Greg Farley. He basically came in and gave us a scenario to solve. It was 2 planes coming on 1 landing strip, and they both had to land safely. He each gave each person a role, and at first, when we first started, we really didn't know what to do. So we're like, okay, we communicate with this person and this person. But by like in 5 to 7 minutes, everybody was yelling at each other. It was a whole lot of chaos, and that's what he wanted to prove. He wanted to prove that in a crisis situation, you can't be calm and collected, that you have to get your point across or you have to think rationally. And when we went through it the second time, everybody got to pick a role that they wanted, and it was a lot easier for that person. They knew what to do, they knew how to communicate with the person, and it went a lot more smoothly. I think the first time we killed 2 people.
Yeah, I think the second pilot and the co-pilot died in a plane crash. And then, it was a rough turnout.
Yeah. But overall, we learned how to think on our feet.
You're leaving out the part where you got beaten up by Shay.
I did. That was rough. Cried a little bit.
And yeah.
On that note.
Now, when it comes to crisis management, generally the leader is the one that everybody is looking at, and everyone's like, "Oh, what do we do? What do we do?" And it's the leader's job to think quick on his feet and really come up with decisions that will have a greater outcome for everybody involved. But one thing that really helps a leader in a time of crisis is to have a team behind him who's just as good and just as strong as that leader is, to sort of help that person to make those decisions. And through Leadership Academy, we did 2 very large team efforts that sort of helped us to develop those teamwork abilities. So Shay and Haley, come on out.
All right. Well, the Top Chef dinner was the first time that we actually got to experience working as a team without the assistance of Rory and Harriet, and it was interesting. We were required to plan out a dinner for 7 faculty members, and we had to plan the decorations, the food, all of the ingredients, et cetera, et cetera. The advantage to that was we could have the freedom to work together and showcase our leadership qualities, our individual leadership qualities, as well as build off each other's ideas and skills. The theme we chose was close to home cooking, because look at that beautiful apple pie. That makes me think close to home. And we wanted an environment that was really comfortable, easy, just like you were sitting around the table with your family. And the faculty that we chose are people that have made our experience at Chesapeake College and during Leadership Academy a success and just inspiring, and they have inspired us in one way or another throughout our journey. And then we broke off into 2 groups. We had the chefs and we had the decorators. And I think I need to click somewhere. Okay. Obviously in this picture, Mark was not prepared to cook, so we had him decorate. We all had a vision for the meal, and we came together, combined our ideas, and made a comfortable and easygoing environment. And after a successful, accomplishing, amazing dinner for Top Chef, we realized that there's always room for improvement. And when you have a group of 10 smart individuals that are very opinionated, listening, that factor kind of gets lost in all of the words. So we decided that we would work on that when we went to the Chesapeake Bay Environmental Center. And more pictures.
First of all, I would like to thank our wonderful volunteer coordinator, Sarah Jones, for setting up the date for our project. We went to Chesapeake Bay Environmental Center in Graysonville, Maryland, which is commonly known as Seabeck, and we helped them move 3 piles of wood from the woods to the visitor center. We broke off into 3 teams in order to get the job done in 3 hours. Well, 4 teams. The first team was in the woods, consisted of mainly Haley, Maggie, and even Sarah Jones, who stayed to help with us. And they loaded the wood from the stacks into a wheelbarrow. The wheelbarrow team, Omari, Ben, and Quinn, moved, making me laugh, moved the wood from the woods to the road where Sarah Red and I loaded it into a trailer. The trailer was driven by a staff member who took it up to the visitor center, where it was stacked by Mark, Kat, and Sam. All in all, it was a great teamwork effort. We got everything done in 3 hours, and it was just a really fun bonding experience, because over the course of these 10 weeks, we have become a very close-knit, similar to a family.
And here's some more photos from CBEC that we did. That was a lot of wood, by the way. Like, I'm pretty sure there's not one person over there that did not get a splinter in their hand by the end of the day. That's rough. And I'd like to conclude by saying I think this picture right here just sums up the 10-week adventure that we had with Leadership Academy. Coming in, not really knowing anybody, but then coming together, as Shay said, just a close-knit family and a unit and a team. And it just, everybody had something different that they brought to the table. It was a very, very diverse group of people. And I think that's really what contributed to the whole Leadership Academy experience. And so, family and friends, on behalf of me, the rest of the Leadership Academy, Rory and Harriet, we'd like to thank you all very much for coming out tonight. And I hope you all have a very good evening. Thank you.